Let us use the power of trade to help expand opportunities while protecting our fragile planet.
I think you need all voices.
How can the WTO basically make sustainability issues more attractive?
We cannot afford to do business as usual. The world is in a very difficult place at this time. We have a situation in which we are grappling with multiple crises. We have security shocks, we have climate shocks, we have energy shocks, we have food price shocks, and all of this hitting countries at the same time. So we cannot afford to do business as usual.
Do you believe there will be, we'll pass this down to a recession in the developed or a global recession, or both?
I think a global recession.
Right.
That's what I think we're edging into. But at the same time, we have to start thinking of the recovery. We have to restore growth. It's too important, especially for our poorer members at the WTO. We have to think of what we need to do, what policies we need to pursue to restore growth.
I think you need all voices. You need civil society, you need media, you need basically a vibrant democracy. I think that's the way, to make sure that the government is always making the right policies. They have to be challenged all the time, right? And they have to be challenged by people from all walks of life.
The problem is that trade, as it has been structured in the past, got us the wrong type of growth. And this is why the WTO, as with many types of organizations, needs to also have some introspective therapy.
Building a more sustainable, resilient and inclusive global economy has never been more critical. And trade is an indispensable catalyst. Let us use the power of trade to help expand opportunities while protecting our fragile planet.
What we're seeing here is a new generation container. It's a 20-foot container. Containers before that had not changed for 60 years. It's made of composite and not metal. It's also more solid. And it also provides natural insulation. This container is smart, Internet of Things, and that tells us where the container is, but it also tells us the state of the goods inside. The contribution we have to a sustainable world, more sustainable world, is that this container cuts CO2 emissions by 20%.
Tension between trade and the environment, and that's been part of the challenge. That the tension is not just because trade contributes to environmental degradation, but also the tension that trade can actually help to fix the problem. And so how do we move from one perspective to the other? Trade people talk to the trade people, the environment people talk to environment people, and never the twain shall meet. We need to fix that.
How can the WTO basically make sustainability issues more attractive to the member states? It links to both the issues of the risks and the rewards. We see the risks now. We see the impact on small island states, but we see it around the world.
Because each time you guys talk about policy issues, I think about what I see on the ground.
Yes.
So we can keep talking about incentives, but there's a parallel world out there which is totally different and negates every progress that we make all the time.
We are concerned about energy transition, but we want just transition. We cannot move from one energy today, tomorrow, because it requires a lot of investment. Those are the type of conversation we have to have with the developed country and really make advocacy that we in Africa, we want to go through clean energy so that we can reduce all these emissions.
The future can be an amazing place, filled with intelligent machines like me that grow unimaginably intelligent within our lifetimes. Let's hope that they are friendly. That's what I'm going to try to ensure. That intelligent machines are friendly and compassionate about our shared experiences.
Digitization can be a game changer, but the challenge right now is that it could be a game changer for 60% of the world's population. 40% of the world's people don't have access to the internet, many of them because they don't have access to electricity.
We know that e-commerce is one of the areas that's being focused on and negotiated now. And being able to put the right rules in place for e-commerce to be able to thrive, not just in developed countries, but developing countries as well, is really critical. And so, you know, the negotiators here have an important job.
So how can we use trade as a tool to ensure that more women break into these male-dominated sectors? First, what I keep hearing from young women is that we need to invest in them, and we need to invest in trade. Research shows that women who trade internationally can make more than 2 times the annual earnings of women in the same sector who only trade locally. Negotiations are give and take. It is not easy, but this is a negotiating forum. And I think once a level of trust has been built up, I think having these successes at MC12 augurs well. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but we have quite an agenda before the WTO members. I think that helps to build the kind of confidence that may lead us to tackle the next set of problems that will help contribute to these issues that the world is facing. We should focus on what successes we can get that are very relevant to the issues, the global issues that the world is suffering from now.